Welcome to our show, where we delve into the intricacies of history, uncovering the stories that have shaped the world we live in today. I am Herodotus, your guide through the annals of time. Today, we find ourselves standing at the threshold of a poignant and pivotal chapter in American history, the Trail of Tears. This sorrowful saga, etched into the landscape of the United States, is a testament to the complex and often fraught relationship between the indigenous peoples of North America and the European settlers who arrived on their shores. As we embark on this journey through time, let us first set our gaze upon the rolling hills and verdant forests of the southeastern United States, where the Cherokee Nation once thrived. The year was 1808, and the Cherokee, led by their visionary leader Junaluska, had begun to adopt many of the customs and practices of their European American neighbors. This assimilation was facilitated by the establishment of schools, churches, and trade relationships with the settlers, including the notable missionary Samuel Worcester, who played a significant role in introducing Christianity to the Cherokee people. The Cherokee Nation, with its capital in New Echota, had developed a sophisticated system of government with a written constitution, modeled after the United States Constitution, a judicial system, and a legislative council. They had also established a thriving agricultural economy with crops such as corn, beans, and squash, and a strong tradition of craftsmanship, including weaving, pottery, and metalwork. The Cherokee people had made significant strides in adapting to the changing world around them, while still maintaining their unique cultural identity. However, the discovery of precious minerals in Georgia in 1829 would prove to be a turning point in the history of the Cherokee Nation. As European American settlers flocked to the region, tensions between the two groups began to rise. The Cherokee people found themselves facing increasing pressure to cede their land to the state of Georgia, which had been fueled by the discovery of these valuable resources and the subsequent influx of prospectors. The Indian Removal Act of 1830, signed into law by President Andrew Jackson on May 28 of that year, marked a significant escalation in the efforts to forcibly remove the Cherokee people from their ancestral lands. This legislation was the culmination of decades of pressure from European American settlers and speculators who sought to acquire Native American land for agriculture, mining, and other economic pursuits. As we explore the events leading up to the Trail of Tears, it is essential to understand the complex web of relationships between the Cherokee Nation, the state of Georgia, and the federal government. Key figures such as Principal Chief John Ross, Major Ridge, and Stanwa T. would play crucial roles in navigating the treacherous waters of Native American politics and diplomacy in the years to come. The stage is now set for the events that will unfold as the Cherokee, faced with the prospect of forced relocation, must confront the harsh realities of their situation and make difficult choices about their future. The leadership of the Cherokee Nation would be forced to navigate a labyrinthine landscape of treaties, negotiations, and court battles, all while facing mounting pressure from the state of Georgia and the federal government. The fate of the Cherokee Nation hangs in the balance as they prepare to embark upon a perilous journey that will test their resolve, their resilience, and their very existence. Welcome back to our show, where we continue to explore the intricate and often heart-wrenching story of the Trail of Tears. Today, we find ourselves at the height of this tumultuous period, as the Cherokee people embark on a perilous journey that would come to define the Trail of Tears. The year was 1838, and the Indian Removal Act of 1830 had set in motion a chain of events that would lead to the forced relocation of tens of thousands of Native Americans. The Cherokee Nation, led by Principal Chief John Ross, had resisted the removal efforts through legal and diplomatic means, but ultimately they were met with force and coercion. The United States military, under the command of General Winfield Scott, was deployed to round up the Cherokee people and march them towards Indian Territory. As we delve into this pivotal moment in American history, it's essential to understand the sheer scale and brutality of the forced relocation. The Trail of Tears was not a single event, but rather a series of brutal and devastating marches that took place over several years. The Cherokee people were forcibly removed from their homes, often at gunpoint, and marched hundreds of miles through treacherous terrain, exposed to the elements, disease, and starvation. One of the most striking aspects of this period is the resilience and determination of the Cherokee people. Despite facing unimaginable hardship and suffering, they continued to maintain their cultural identity and traditional ways of life. The Cherokee language, which had been written down using a syllabary created by Sequoyah, remained a vital part of their culture, and their traditional crafts, such as basket weaving and pottery, continued to thrive. As we witness the unfolding drama of the Trail of Tears, it's impossible not to be moved by the words of Principal Chief John Ross, who wrote, "We are now about to take our leave of this country and remove to a distant land where we hope to find peace and quiet and to live in tranquility, free from the troubles and annoyances which have beset us for so many years." These words capture the sense of desperation and longing that defined the Cherokee people's experience during this period. The Trail of Tears was not only a humanitarian disaster, but also a grave injustice. The Indian Removal Act of 1830 and the subsequent forced relocation of Native American tribes were blatant violations of their rights and sovereignty. As we reflect on this dark chapter in American history, it's essential to acknowledge the profound impact it had on the lives of countless individuals and communities. The Cherokee people have endured unimaginable suffering, but their story is far from over. Join me next time as we explore the decline and aftermath of the Trail of Tears and examine the lasting legacy of this pivotal moment in American history. Welcome back to our show, where we continue to explore the complex and often heart-wrenching story of the Trail of Tears. Today, we find ourselves in the aftermath of this tumultuous period as the Cherokee people struggle to rebuild and recover from the devastating effects of the Trail of Tears. The year was 1839, and the Cherokee Nation was faced with the daunting task of rebuilding their communities and revitalizing their culture in a foreign land. The trauma and suffering inflicted upon them during the forced relocation had left deep scars, and it would take years for them to recover. Principal Chief John Ross, who had led the Cherokee Nation through this dark period, continued to advocate for their rights and interests, seeking justice and compensation for the injustices they had suffered. As we delve into this period, it's essential to understand the immense challenges the Cherokee people faced in their new surroundings. The Indian Territory was a vast and unfamiliar land with limited resources and infrastructure. The Cherokee Nation had to adapt quickly to their new environment, learning new skills and strategies to survive. They established new towns and villages, rebuilt their homes, and restarted their farms. However, the process of rebuilding was slow and arduous, and many Cherokee people continued to struggle with poverty, disease, and malnutrition. One of the most significant challenges the Cherokee Nation faced during this period was the struggle to maintain their cultural identity and traditional ways of life. The forced relocation had disrupted their social and cultural fabric, and many of their traditional practices and customs were in danger of being lost forever. However, the Cherokee people were determined to preserve their heritage, and they made a concerted effort to revitalize their language, art, and spiritual traditions. As we reflect on this period, it's impossible not to be moved by the resilience and determination of the Cherokee people. Despite facing unimaginable hardship and suffering, they continued to maintain their dignity and cultural identity. The words of Wilma Mankiller, a renowned Cherokee activist and community developer, capture the spirit of the Cherokee people during this period. "We are a resilient people, and we have always found ways to survive and thrive in the face of adversity." The legacy of the Trail of Tears continues to shape the lives of Native American communities today. The forced relocation and genocide inflicted upon the Cherokee Nation and other Native American tribes are a stark reminder of the darker aspects of American history. However, it's also a testament to the strength and resilience of indigenous peoples who continue to fight for justice, recognition, and self-determination. The Cherokee Nation has endured unimaginable suffering, but their story is far from over. Join me next time as we explore the ongoing struggle for justice and recognition that continues to shape the lives of Native American communities today. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that, to understand the present, we must first understand the past.